Good morning, beautiful community, Radiant Femmes, Beacons, Facebook friends. Welcome to my intermittent office space in our kind of dining area. Some of you know that we're having some work done in my kind of clinic slash office slash meditation room. And what with the current state of affairs, building progress is a little haphazard at the moment, and at any moment we could be disturbed by builders actually arriving, but yes, we can't just sit and wait. So here I am jumping on live, and if we get interrupted, well, so be it. It is what it is. So welcome, and I want to share with you today a little bit around the art of receiving, because it is such a fundamental necessity for your own awakening. And if that word awakening doesn't mean so much to you, then feel into what about your inner peace? What about the creation of the life that you really desire? The art of receiving is fundamental to that, and the difficulty is for many people, but especially women, is that we're really bad at that. And women and society have been trained in particular to not be open to receive, to actually live through a more contracted state. And I want to explain a little bit about that and bust some kind of myths around what receiving really means, what it is, and why it's so important, especially for women, that it's something we have to really unravel and unwind. So most of you, I'm sure, if you're watching this, know who I am, but for those who don't, I'm Rebecca Thompson. I've created the Radiant Femmes Movement, which is a Facebook group and connectivity, so a network here on Facebook. And I am the founder and creator of Be a Beacon Programs for Women, and this is a year-long mastery, personal and spiritual development program for women. So I've been playing in this arena for a really long time, initially in the more medical world as a physiotherapist, and then moving into sort of yoga and yoga therapy, spirituality, feminine embodiment work, and deep emotional process work, and this awakening journey. And I share that with you because I know well the traps that we can fall in around the seeking. As a young woman, as a young girl, I was constantly seeking for something more, right? Something more expansive, something more joyful, something more peaceful. My life was good, but I just inherently and deeply knew there was something more. And so many of us get caught up in that, whether it's more in business, whether it's more in those spiritual awakening sensations, whether it's more abundance, whether it's more connectivity. We get caught up in this need for more, or this seeking for something greater. And in this trying is a contraction in itself, which is a resistance in our physical and energetic field, which creates a difficulty in being able to receive what it is you actually want. And as women especially, our worth has been very much caught up in the just sort of in the narrative of the feminine journey, of being seen, of being heard and being valued. Our worth has been caught up in our doing, in how much we give, in how attractive we are, in how much we spread ourselves thin in a mother, as a businesswoman, as a parent, as a daughter, as a sister, as a wife, as a partner. Our worth has been so caught up in those things that so many women that I work with, and I've worked with thousands of women over the years and hundreds of women incredibly deeply on the journey of the Beacon journey that I now run, host, share, that as women we have got so enmeshed in this overgiving, overreaching, being all things to all people, that there's a very diminished state of connectivity with the essence of who we really are, with our own divinity, with our own soul self, with our own desires, with our own needs. And so the first step in creating a sense of peace, of fulfillment, is an acknowledgement of that, right? As a receiving of the acknowledgement of that the energy has sort of been a little all one way. You know, there's the superficial receiving, even just of appreciations, the superficial receiving of allowing an abundance, that you are worth that, the superficial receiving of giving yourself time and space to do the inner work, to be the best you can be so that you can show up in the highest way in the world. And so many women even struggle with that layer of receiving. And you know, in our Beacon program, we work a lot on being able to receive appreciations, being able to receive support, being able to receive and open to abundance and worth, and work with all our shadows. So that's one level of receiving. But if you've been on the spiritual path for some time, you've maybe played in that arena for a while, and you're still feeling, why am I unable to fully sustain this sense of presence and peace in me? And it quickly contracts back when I'm in a different environment, or when I'm triggered by somebody, or when a new level of growth comes in. And I have been playing with this a lot this year, because I have really cultivated a very profound sense of peace and connectivity with my divinity, a knowing of my worth, stability in my purpose and what I've created in the world. But often these things, when you have that, there's kind of this, the mind wants to come in and tell you that there's actually now more to lose, because you've got that certain level of foundation, right? And there can be a frustration and impatience that comes in around being able to sustain that and continue to expand, and not have that kind of hijacking of the mind coming in, right? It's always a new level. And this is where going even deeper into the receiving is required. It's not just a relaxing back and a relaxing of the contractions of the mind, and coming into the awarenesses and seeing more clearly, and opening into, you know, your worth. It has to go even deeper than that, into a fully embodied opening to receive along the whole energetics of your being. So along your spine, and I work with 3 key areas of intelligence within you that we need to relax back into a divine connection to the source and I am presence that you are. And one is the gut or womb space, one is the heart, and one is the center of the head. And when we can sit right back and open fully into the receiving in those 3 areas simultaneously over a sustained period of time, and that is the key, over a sustained period of time, then and only then can we fully embody and access this deep layer of peace that is magnetic to what our soul desires and to what your highest self desires. And this is the space, this unwavering peace through receptivity, that just opens doorways, right? It just opens doorways. Like, I have found myself caught in a bit of flux in this year after so much growth, like I say, business, personal development, spirituality, to something that, you know, I am living the dream that I wanted 5-10 years ago. But to be able to open to that next level of expansion where there is more to lose potentially, or that's what the mind's telling me, more risk, has been like a sticky little point of fear. And I have been deeply working or relaxing, let's say, into my body, into this profound level of receptivity in these 3 centers, in order that my soul can lead instead of my mind, in order that I can sustain this peace no matter what is going on in the world, let alone my own inner dialogue with the mind. And this is something that, even as I'm saying these words, you might be sort of moving a little in and out with staying with me, because it's something that your mind can't comprehend. It's beyond your mind's understanding. It is a felt, embodied experience. And to sustain that needs time out. You absolutely need time out every day to tap into this state and to hold this state, so that you can build your capacity to hold it in your day. And more than that, you need sustained days out, multiple days out in your world, right? Many of you know that I took myself off on a 5-day water fast over the new year with absolutely nothing with me. And this was, apart from, water and a tent and something to sit on, that was it. In order to train myself in this level of receptivity, to go deep into complete surrender, into that state where you receive your divine self, you receive the inspiration, you receive the guidance. There is no more trying to get it, right? You can't try to get it. You can't grasp at it, control it, seek it. It comes to you through the practice of receiving. The inspired action comes to you as a divine download in the receiving. And that was an incredibly powerful experience for me, to have those 5 days with nothing and to truly follow only the guidance that came from the state of receiving. And this is something, if you are truly wanting to awaken to that next level of you, which is unwavering peace, which is infinite vitality, which is aligning to your soul's fulfillment and being able to sustain this peace and being in love with the world, whilst at the same time showing up with ease, with courage, with boldness, fulfilling your soul's potential, then you must master this receiving. And it's why, in our mastery programs, we have several times a year where our women get to step out of life to be in a fully supported environment, to strip away all of that resistance and all of the contractions, to be able to really open into receiving. So if you are interested in that kind of journey, like a profound, sustained training, so that you can get out of your resistance physically, emotionally, mentally, to all that is getting in the way of your unwavering peace. This is a fully embodied practical spirituality path that will manifest profound changes in your life, in every area of your being. Then reach out to me, because our Beer Beacon Mastery Program is by invitation. There are 3-day immersion options and a whole year mastery program. If you just want to dip your toe in and get a sense of some of this embodiment work and get a taste of the receiving, we have half-day events. This is my signature program that we consistently run, because women need this work and we consistently fill and sell out at our workshops. And it's just something that it just keeps going, because this work is so powerful, and it will give you a taste before jumping in a little deeper. If you're ready to go deeper, reach out, send me a message, go tell me more, and we can book a chat. If you want to come to a half day, they are in-person events. You will need to be a little bit more local. People fly in for our other 3 days, but you'll need to be a bit more local for our half day events. We have one coming up April the 29th in Brisbane, and I will be teaching in particular this gut womb space centering work and how that shows up so massively. We'll also be sharing about how to stay receptive in your energy and not let other energy come in while you're being open to receive, because that's another area where women fall down, is in their openness. You allow everything else to come in, which creates stress, which creates loss of energy, which creates you taking on other people's stuff. So that's a really important aspect of this work as well, and I'll be teaching that and sharing that at the half day events coming up. And we are offering some free tickets to that for those of you in this Radiant Femmes community. If you're seeing this video in here now, and we're also offering a handful of free tickets to those of you wherever else you might be watching this. If you're witnessing this before April the 29th in Brisbane, we also have May the 20th in Beachmere, Northside, Bayside. So if you are local, that is for you. If you're not local and you are interested in this work, reach out. Let's have a chat about the options of how you can tap into our Be a Beacon program. So pop a comment below. Yes, if you want some info on getting registered for the free event, 10 to 1, April the 29th, Brisbane, May the 20th, Beachmere, pop another message in or reach out to me personally via Messenger chat if you are interested in having a chat about the 3 days or how you can connect in with this Be a Beacon Mastery program. If you are on a path of awakening and you want to make tangible changes in your life and you want to connect in with that unwavering peace that is going to attract what you need, instead of you consistently exhausting yourself by being in that trying, reaching, stretching mode that is diminishing your human resources. If there is time for change for you, if not now, when, considering the state of the world right now, then reach out. All right, so pop yes in the chat if you want to attend one of the half days and grab your free ticket. Pop a comment in the chat or send me a private message if you would like to have a chat with me on Zoom around how you can tap into our Be a Beacon Mastery program or our Foundation program. All right, beautiful souls, have an amazing day. Open into receptivity, and I'll speak to you very soon. Much love.